Hey, what's up neighbors? aaFlare here, bringing you another Destiny video. Today's video, we're going to go over the new Symmetry exotic scout rifle, as well as its catalyst and how to get it as fast as possible, which, spoiler, it'll take a while, even if you're doing it the fastest way possible. So, to get the catalyst, you get a quest. You must collect 400 points by completing activities such as strikes, gambit, crucible, or the sundial, and you get 1 point per completion. However, on your season pass, if you bought it, at rank 22, you get quadruple the progress for this quest. Now, most people, I'm assuming, are at rank 22 by now. If not, you can do some dawning bounties. They'll give you a ton of XP and you'll get there in no time. So, what this does is gives you 4 points per activity, which means you only have to do 100 of these activities to complete the catalyst. To start off, you don't need to have Symmetry equipped like last season where you needed Eriana's equipped, so you can run whatever the hell you want and still get progress for this quest. What I did for the quest is the same thing I did last season, which is run Scorched. This week, Scorched is in the Crucible playlist, and this is by far the fastest way to get the catalyst solo, since matches are maxed out at 5 minutes, but roughly are 3.5 to 4 minutes long most of the time, and with the loading time in between it, it's around 8 to 9 minutes per match, which results in, if you were to do from 0 to 400 in the quest, it'd be about 13 to 17 hours of playing. Now this sounds like a lot, and it's because it is, but like you're going to be running gambit and strikes and the sundial, which you definitely already have done, which has already given you progress for the quest to start off with. You're definitely not going to be at 0 by the time you're watching this video. You'll probably be around the 100, maybe a little under that mark, so that cuts off about a quarter of the time. But still, 4-minute Crucible match is a lot faster than a 10-minute Gambit match or Strike. However, there is an even faster way if you have a fire team and are good at speedrunning Nightfalls. If the Lake of Shadows is in the rotatable Nightfall pool, since you can't just launch it from Earth, it will not count, it has to be a Nightfall, you can farm or speedrun the Lake of Shadows strike, since it can be completed in around under 3 minutes if you have a good team. So this would then be the fastest way to complete the catalyst, because you're losing out on a lot of that waiting around and matchmaking from PvP, and a little shorter in the runtime once you get it mastered. Now, once you've completed the quest for the catalyst, you'll return to Banshee, who I did not mention already. That's where you pick up the quest to begin with. You'll head back to Banshee and he will give you the actual catalyst, which you then just need to get a bunch of kills. All I did was went to Mars and went to the future Braytech Futurescape, or whatever the hell it is. I launched the escalation protocol, did the first wave with all the thralls. Once that stopped spawning, I went into the lost sector, cleared through it, fast travel back, rinse and repeat. Same idea for my bounty video I uploaded yesterday. You just kind of run that loop over and over again. It should only take about 15-20 minutes to get the amount of kills for the catalyst. So, enough of how to get it. What does the catalyst do? If you guys don't know what Symmetry does as an exotic, first perk is Revolution. It fires in full auto. Hold reload to swap to an Arc Seeker mode, which then, its second perk, Dynamic Charge, builds up Dynamic Charge by getting precision hits, and swapping to Arc Seeker mode with Dynamic Charge increases the damage and partially reloads the magazine from reserves. Or not even from reserves, it pulls from thin air. The max stack is 15 without the catalyst. The catalyst just provides 20 stacks for you. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but if you look at the damage numbers, it is fairly noticeable in a difference once you get to 20 stacks. I tested this on the Ogre in the Tribute Hall. We're just going to go off these numbers for this. 976 is the base damage, and you'll get 292 damage extra per shot per dynamic charge you build up. So at 1 stack, it's 1268, 2 stacks is 1561, 3, 1853, so on and so forth. And we'll get to 15, which is 5363, which is a 449.5% damage increase, which is around 5.5 times more damage. And then we go to 16 stacks, 5656, 17 stacks is 5948, 18 is 6241, 19 stacks is 6534, and 20 stacks is 6826, which is 599.4% damage increase, which is around 7 times more damage than the initial Revolution shot at 0 dynamic charge. I'll put all the numbers on screen for you for every stack and the percentage increase from the base damage as well for you, and it'll also be in the description if you want to just kind of look at it there instead of having to pause the video or whatever. Now, 15 stacks, it gives you 8,580.5 DPS, while 20 stacks gives you 10,921.6 DPS. So you get around 2,000 more damage per second, which is pretty noticeable in game. You'll see me, you one-shot pretty much all red bar ads in sight, and as well two-shot most yellow bar ads that you'll see in kind of wandering around. I have sundial gameplay in the back, but you'll see me just kind of crapping on stuff. Now 10,000, what does that mean? What is 10,921 DPS? In comparison, we'll look at Hush, which is the bow, the gambit pinnacle bow, that actually has, I thought, a fairly good DPS, but it only had about a 5,692 damage per second against that ogre, which is half of what Symmetry does at times 20. Now, I also tested a special weapon. I just did the Python, getting crit, let's say, what I went off of, which is 14,792, and you get 10 shots off in 10 seconds, meaning 14,792 damage per second with that. So it's only around 4,000 more DPS, which is barely enough, but it is a special weapon. So just for that comparison, you can see that Symmetry does pack a massive punch for a primary weapon, which is great. It actually has use in higher level content, Nightfall's raid. However, it did lose its unstoppable rounds that it did have somewhat intrinsically as a perk. Bungie said, yeah, that's a glitch, so we're gonna take that out. Not sure why they did that. I thought it was neat that the weapon did that. Maybe add overload rounds instead to it, just because their reason was we have unstoppable coming on a weapon later this season, which is the sidearm. I don't know, give it unstoppable. The fusion rifle seems like it would have anti-barrier. We're not going to get into that, but it was just silly that they got rid of the champion kind of intrinsic mod to it. Now keep in mind too that at times 20 or whatever stack you have, whenever you go into Revolution, you only have 10 seconds to fire the weapon. I managed to get 16 shots off, which results in the numbers I had, but it means that the damage per second isn't consistent boss damage, but rather for just clearing out large amounts of ads, which is, this gun is actually amazing for, since you have unlimited range, as well as it seeks and does an AoE, which kind of make better than Recluse, I would say. But you do lose Izanagi's in your slot or your exotic, because it does take up an exotic slot. Now for PvP, I'm not going to go too deep into this. I'll link aaFlare's video. He does a way better job. I'll link his original video plus the Catalyst video. For the more notable numbers, at 0 stacks, you do 50 damage. At 2, you do 70. 60 is 98, which is a guaranteed 2-tap. 15 is 124 damage, and then at 20, it's 125. So no, you don't get to one hit in PvP. The Catalyst is pretty useless for PvP, but the weapon is still good in PvP, as aaFlare will explain to you, so go check him out, linked in the description down below. So other than that, guys, that is the Symmetry Catalyst and weapon. If you enjoyed my guide on getting the Catalyst faster, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for future content. More stuff to come. I am trying to bust my ass off making some videos for you guys, so I hope you guys have been enjoying. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace.